Hey there, this is Jesse Stoddard, and I'm going to be talking today about scaling a home services business into a multi-state powerhouse. I'm a fractional chief marketing officer, and I've helped grow multiple home services businesses from uh, 14 million to 18 million, or from startup up to their first couple of employees and everything in between. And this is I'm going to be documenting my fractional chief marketing officer journey, and this is part one. So getting a new client recently, I decided that I would talk about the process. And first, we got to talk about what not to do. So if you're in the home services, or you are helping market home services, there's a few things that you probably aren't going to want to do. First of all, most business owners start with the totally wrong idea about marketing. Marketing's not just the ad budget. It's not one channel that you get all your leads from. It's not even customer acquisition cost. These are all part of marketing. Marketing's a lot bigger than that. Marketing's not this guy that you put in some office to, you know, try to optimize your ad budget, or get all caught up in all the software. Yes, there's a ton of tools out there now. There's a lot of things to make it easier. But basically, marketing is more like a human body. There's a lot of systems working together to keep it kicking. So if you want to be healthy, you need the entire body to be healthy. You need all the systems to work. If your heart is pumping fine, but your digestive system shuts down, you're dead, and vice versa, right? And if you feel lousy, you're going to function lousy, and everything in between. So if you want to have a great business, you need sales, you need marketing, you need customer service, production, finance, etc., to work together seamlessly. And it takes a lot of work. I always find it funny how we're all human, and we all want to find shortcuts. And a lot of times I'll get into a situation talking about somebody about developing their marketing and their advertising and their sales channels. And I realize that what's really broken is the back end. So I use the analogy: you don't want to pour water into a bucket with holes in it. You don't want to pour gasoline into a broken engine. So you need to build this machine so that it's gonna make the most out of what you've got. It doesn't do any good to throw a whole bunch of leads into a business that can't close sales, or who can't follow up, or who don't communicate with those particular leads in the right way, because they try to treat everybody the same, right? So there's a lot that goes into it, and it's a lot of work. Okay. Don't throw a marketing technician into your broken machine and expect them to fix the entire business. I've had this situation many times. Some entrepreneurs get it, but a lot don't. They don't really understand that they are in the marketing business. You're not in the home services business. You're in the marketing of that home service business. The actual doing of the work is the easiest thing to get done. The hardest thing to do is to acquire a customer and to keep a good customer relationship. That's the value. Without the leads and the sales, there is no business. Okay. Don't hire somebody who last week was serving you coffee and try to make them your chief marketing officer or marketing director. This is the most important thing you do in your business. It needs to be something that you keep your hand on as an owner or CEO at all times. And even if you're trusting other people to do it, as you need to, as you build a team, you need strategic partners. You need people that really understand business, not just somebody that is, you know, in a, has been an assistant and is good with, they type fast or something, or they understand how to post on Facebook or Instagram. It's not what it's about. It's about your entire business. Don't let the sales team destroy the marketing efforts. I see this happen all the time. A lot of times the sales team will not like the idea of the marketing team, and therefore they don't want to sell it. Happens a lot. You got to be on the same page. Don't let the front desk or HR or the office manager become the sales prevention department, which is similar. This is a corollary, which is the marketing and sales teams are really good at teeing something up, that'll help grow the business. And then the phone calls come in, and the first thing people do is say, "Oh, we can't do that," or "We don't do that. Sorry. We can't help you. We don't help you." The answer needs to be yes, and you need to figure out how to make it a yes. And if it's something that you don't do, then you need to have a strategic alliance, or a referral partner that you give the business to, and that you have to have that a seamless transition so that you maximize the lead. You can sell the lead to them if you don't even want to deal with it, or you can give them the referral and get some kind of an affiliate commission or a referral fee, or you just have a very close relationship with the other business because they're sending you referrals in return. But you have to take ownership of that entire process. Also, if people want to give you money, take the money and figure out how to do it. Right? Don't say, well, we don't do that here. That's the worst thing, is to have the bean counters in charge of sales and marketing. Okay, so the first 30 days, we want to get off to a good start, and we want to be driving to quick wins. So the next thing you need to do is you need to audit your assets, right? Very important. Audit your assets. Let's see here. Let's get the big picture together first. So we have what's called, and I'm borrowing this from the the CMO Accelerator program, and I'm a part of that. Love those guys. Very good stuff. But they have what's called an asset audit questionnaire, and I have that. I give that to clients. Now, the reason why this is so important is we're going to gather all this information together. We're going to get the big picture, and that's going to help us develop the strategy. A lot of owners, they want to skip this stuff because, again, they just think it's all about, well, let's manage the SEO firm, or let's try to figure out how to get a lower cost per click on Google Ads or Facebook or something. Those are all little important steps, but there's a big picture that we need to get. Otherwise, we don't even know if we're in the right place. Also, for testing, there's an old saying: first test forests, then test trees, then test branches, then test leaves. So you start with a big picture and you narrow it down. So we're going to start with a team organization chart, figure out who do we have and what do they do. We're going to talk about the sales process, build a funnel. I like to see it in a chart. We like to do it with like Lucid Chart or something where you actually see the flow chart of the sales process. We're going to be looking at the technology involved in closing sales, from the lead to the referrals, the whole process. What do you use? What's your CRM? Do you have a CRM? Does it integrate properly with your back-end scheduling software? Do they talk to each other in a nice way? Do you still have something from 1992 that you just don't want to spend the money to get updated and upgraded? It usually pays for itself pretty quick. Marketing inventory. We need a past marketing campaign snapshot. What is that? That's where you take and you list out all of the campaigns that you've done that are successful and the ones that lost. And you want to look at them and go, which could we do again? Or do we even want to do it again? If it didn't work, is there a way we could make it work? Or is it just a loser out of the gate no matter what? And we want to really look at those, because chances are there's something that we can learn from them. I'll get more into that at the end. We also want to try to figure out your customer acquisition cost by channel. This is probably the most challenging thing to do, especially because it involves analytics, and usually you have to hire a tech guy to do this, or gal. And but it is possible to at least get a general understanding of it and the back of a napkin version of it with some guesstimates, and that'd be better than nothing. So what does it cost you to get a customer by channel? So if the lead comes in on Google organic, like it's SEO, and then they close at a certain percentage on average, and they equal this number of dollar value, you spent this, you made this, what does that cost, right? And what is the return on investment on that? And can you do it, break it down by channel? Can you do it by Facebook? Can you do it by Google Ads? Can you do it by referrals from certain vendors? Can you do it by, if you have signage or whatever else, traditional marketing, TV, radio, direct mail, etc. It's tough and it's worth doing. List of assets, including relationships. You want to list out all your marketing assets. You want to have a place for it. It's organized. Your flyers, your print ads, your Facebook ads, like winning ads, ad copy, sales letters, other relationships you have. Like, this person who's really good at this, this company that's really good at that. You need to list it out and make a little grid that says, here's what they're good at, and here's the pros and cons, and some way to evaluate what you're starting with. Okay, the next thing is the history of the company and what stage you're in. So you might be either a startup, you could be build up, ramp up, scale up, leader up. And where are you in that, in those phases, and why do you think you're in those phases? We can get into that another time, but basically, where are you in your business right now? Where are you with personnel? Who do you have on your team? Have you done a team skills matrix? And that can be done in a lot of ways, but basically you set up a spreadsheet and what are all the skills you're looking for marketing and sales development and growth? And then who do you have on the team? And then basically, what are they good at? What are they not good at? And what are they interested in doing? Right. And there's a lot of ways to do that. But the basic idea is you're looking for the unique ability of each person, and you're looking for what seat on the bus to put them. Whether they should be on the bus is they should, if they're going to be there, they should be on the bus. But what seat are you going to put them? What are you going to take them away from because they're not suited to? And where are their gaps where you need to hire? Very important. And then also, don't forget that your own life goals. If you're the CEO or the owner, what do you want out of the business? I'm often asked things like, "Well, why does that matter when it comes to marketing?" It matters more than anything. An example is a business that wants to double in size. They think they want to double in size, but really the owner just wants to double their income, and they thought that doubling in size was the only way to do that, and that's not true. Right. So there's a lot of different, some companies, I've worked for a company that wanted to sell. I didn't even know that. And all they really wanted to do is sell the thing. They were already on their way out, and it changed the way they ran their business and hence their marketing. If I would have known that, I probably would have changed my arrangement with them too. Anyway, so this is going to lead to a KPI scorecard where you can actually, the key performance indicators, you can actually put them on a spreadsheet, and you can say, here's what we're going to measure, and here's how we're going to measure success. Here's the numbers we're looking for that are unique to our business. But how are you going to build that if you don't know where you're starting from? So we're going to create that scorecard, and then we're going to set it up as 90-day goals and plans and executable strategy. And every 90 days, upgrade that. And then that will also lead into, there will also be an annual plan for that. And that's the concept. That's what a fractional CMO does, or any CMO rather, is they got to start with getting the big picture together. Okay, so you want to identify what worked in the past and do it again. That is the first thing we do. So if we want to get off to a great start, usually the easiest, fastest way to do it after, gathering all this data is to look at what worked in the past and just do it again. As entrepreneurs, we're often very creative and chasing shiny objects, and we want to either, if there isn't a problem to fix, we'll create a problem to fix. And we don't want to do something that's old because it's old, and by nature we want to reinvent the wheel every month. You don't have to do that. You look at what worked, you do it again. And I borrow that advice from Frank Kern, who has done this many times over, and I really respect him as well. So a couple of low-hanging fruit ideas are, we call in CMOX, they call it fast cash campaigns. And I would like to add that sometimes these need to be simple. The simpler, the better. I'll give you a couple examples of these. One of them is to just simply use the throw them under the bus sales technique, which is you call lost leads. Now they're still warm. They are, maybe the salesperson just couldn't close them, but they're fairly recent. And it's best if they're very, very recent. In other words, the salesman is just about to give up. And as the sales manager, you switch those leads with another salesperson and vice versa. And the other salesperson or the sales manager calls them up and say, hey, Mrs. Smith, we're really sorry that Joe Blow, he didn't do a great job with you. We feel like he dropped the ball. He really tries hard. As normally he's really great, but he was just off his game a little bit. We also feel we have somebody that would be a better fit for you. They understand, they work with people like you in homes or projects like yours. And we would love it if you could just give us one more shot. And we've also authorized them to give you a very special deal. So you're throwing the other one under the bus carefully, and you're saying that it was your mistake that the sale was lost. And it allows you sometimes to start a new sales conversation and start over. Now, you're probably going to have to do something special for them because it's a special offer. You may have to lower the price, or maybe not. Maybe throw in something else for free, or you do something else to try to sweeten the deal and close it. And then another one is referral or review calls. This one is so easy to do, and so few do it. Just call all of your past happy customers and ask for referrals, and set up a sequence in the office to get that done, and dedicate somebody 40 hours that week to do it. The didn't buy special offer with a deadline sequence. This is similar to the throw under the bus, but if they didn't buy, you go back to them, and you could even do it with email, and you have a deadline on a special offer. So those are examples of what to do, and that's going to be part one. And until next time, enjoy.